Now, here's the thing. When I started playing Modern Warfare 3 at the beginning of November, I started it as a daytime stream of 3-hour segments. And we did that for like 2-3 streams, and it did very well. Attendance, engagement, support, everything was great for those streams. But then I said, okay, we're getting into more narrative-based games. We need time for them. So I'm going to make it a night stream. And then we're going to have the other games be the daytime streams. And basically people complained. They were like, nah, that's not going to work because we like it as a daytime stream. A lot of people said they can't attend the late streams who liked Modern Warfare. And I distinctly noticed that taking Modern Warfare 3 and making it a day stream and turning it into a night stream ridiculously lowered the amount of attendees, engagement, and support it got. Like, halved. And I was like, wow, okay. So I definitely got to listen to the feedback of my audience. Let's bring it back as a day stream. So we did. And for, again, another stream or two, it worked very well. But then what happened was last Monday, as we all know, again, I have to bring this up because it happened, and this is why it affected things. My internet was not working because of a malicious employee at Comcast, okay, who was messing with it, flicking it on and off, resetting it constantly all day, messing with my settings. Because of that, I was unable to stream Modern Warfare 3 on Monday. Now, obviously, that's very disappointing. I'm supposed to be able to do something all day, and I can't do it, right? So what ended up happening was I stopped playing it after only an hour. We had an hour of gameplay. You know, the stream was just getting momentum, and I had to stop. I brought it back that night as a late stream, as a makeup session. Excuse me. But what I noticed is when we did it as the late night Monday stream, it didn't do as well. Again, just like similarly when this had been a late night game, attendance, engagement, support was all very low. And I said, well, this kind of sucks. The whole day screwed up because of what happened. Let's bring it back maybe later this week, and let's see what happens, and hopefully it'll go back to normal, all right? And so I didn't play it all week, you know? And then yesterday, Saturday, was the first day that we brought it back, and when I brought it back, it ended up being a day stream again. I said, let's do it as a daytime stream again and see how it does, because maybe it was just a one-off thing on Monday that screwed it up. No. You know, yesterday, here's the thing when I play multiplayer games like this, all right? You get your regulars, and then you get an extra influx of viewers. And the reason that they're there is not because they're having a good time, they're positive, they're fun. It's because of the opposite. Oh, if Phil's playing a game online, there's a chance he may rage. He may lose or be angry at the connections. And then we love it when he rages and he's toxic, right? And that's the only reason we're there. Now, here's the thing. Having added viewers, obviously, it can't hurt, right? But the thing is, having those kind of viewers actually doesn't help. Unlike a lot of other YouTubers or streamers who would say, oh, I just want maximum whatever. I don't even care if it's a positive audience or a negative audience or whoever it is. As long as we got viewers, that's all that matters. I'm completely of the opposite mentality. Like, literally, I think that it couldn't be further from the truth. I want people coming to my streams who engage, who are a positive influence. They want to talk, they want to enjoy the content, they want to be a part of a community, and then that goes hand in hand with, because they're enjoying it, they support it, right? People who come just to make fun of someone or to be toxic or to see someone be toxic, those people don't come and then become a part of a positive community and support it. They don't. They're just there to crap on stuff, right? Or to laugh at someone, haha, they're being miserable, so I feel better, ha ha ha. Now, listen, that's an element that will never go away. Especially when you play ultra difficult games, like anything that's like a From Software style game or something like that. If you're playing a competitive fighting game, if you're playing an online multiplayer game like Call of Duty, anything like, you're always going to get that element, right? But I very much want you guys to understand that's not what I'm streaming for. That's not the audience I'm going for. If that were the case, I'd 100% always be doing rage-inducing playthroughs. I'd always be trying to cause maximum drama. Right now, I could get sucked into the toxic vortex of YouTube and get 10 times more views than I do. But that doesn't benefit me or a positive community at all, in my opinion. Some people would disagree. I disagree. I think that it would not help me at all to do that, okay? I like maintaining this positivity around here. So, I'm streaming Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 yesterday, and I noticed views are decent. Like, we got like maybe 400 people on the stream, but engagement is non-existent. The people who are sitting in the chat are barely talking about the game at all. They're all going off having their own conversations that are completely unrelated to even what's going on an action-packed Call of Duty stream. I want you to think about that. There's all kinds of stuff going on. I'm unlocking upgrades and weapons. I'm getting kill streaks. I'm doing daily challenges. I'm doing all this stuff. And people on the stream are talking about non-related crap. And it's like, obviously that's a sign they're not very interested. And then on top of that, as if it didn't need to be reinforced even further, people who had came by and were very positive and engaged and supported the podcast. And as soon as the podcast ended and I started playing Call of Duty, it ended. I'm not even kidding you. No one actually supported the stream in any way besides likes, all right, until the last half hour. 2.5 hours I was playing this game and no one cared. And it wasn't until the last minute one person tipped and one person did a super chat. And that was the entirety of the stream. Now, if that's not a case of showing how getting extra viewers for rage content does not equate to success, I don't know what is. I don't know what else would be a sign, right? At least for me. And again, this could be very different for other content creators, right? It could be that for them, bringing in rage viewers and stuff like that actually does support them, and they're okay with it. For me, it's not. For me, I get success based off of people enjoying what we're doing, having positive interactions, positive engagement, because my philosophy has always been this. If I'm putting on a stream that feels safe, that feels fun, that's entertaining, that puts a smile on your face for whatever reason, but if I'm having a good time and you're having a good time, that's a reciprocation. We feel that on the stream. Sometimes we have fun, chill interactions. We have great discussion, okay? And while that's happening, people say, hey, I like this content. I want this content to continue to exist. I'm going to go ahead and go above and beyond and support it. And that's when support comes in, right? People don't come and support my stream because I was playing Call of Duty and I had a rage fit at lag. No one's going to say, oh yeah, here's a tip because of that. Who would do that? Instead, they want to have a chill time with me, something that feels meaningful to them. That's when you get that, right? So, after having yesterday's stream, here's the thing. I like Modern Warfare 3. I think I like it more than most people, because a lot of people have completely crapped on this game and said, man, this game is a cash-in, rip-off this year. It's a piece of crap. You know what I'm saying? And just skip it. They're just a bunch of cash-grabbing assholes. Nothing that's said in that statement is false. Literally nothing. Modern Warfare 3 plays like Modern Warfare 2 with a few tweaks and new weapons. It's the same netcode. It's the same skill-based matchmaking. They didn't put any effort into it. It was a rushed-out game for money. 100%. It was pushed out to line the pockets of the people in charge, and they didn't give two shits about the quality of the game. That is a true statement, okay? But I'm having fun with it because it's a throwback to the original Modern Warfare 2 from 2009. The maps are ones that I've already played on. Excuse me. And in particular, all right, I'm just having a fun time having multiplayer like this in the rotation again. I haven't played a first-person shooter in a year since the last Call of Duty. It really is a shame there's no competition anymore. Because back in the day, I mean, just in a typical year, around this time of year, here's what would happen. You'd have Call of Duty and a competitor, whether it be Battlefield or Halo or Bad Company or whatever it would be. There'd be a competitor, so it's not just a one game dominating that genre. But then you'd have a fighting game or two to play multiplayer. You'd have a racing game to play. There'd be maybe a sports game to play. There'd be an action-based, cover-based shooter to play. Hell, then there were oddball games. Remember when Assassin's Creed had multiplayer? So any given year during this busy gaming season, you'd have like 10 multiplayer games to juggle. And it would be intense amount of variety. You know, in December, never would it be like, oh man, what a dry December. It'd be like, dude, I don't have time to play all these cool multiplayer games in December. There's too many of them, right? But it ain't like that anymore. It's just not. Most of the multiplayer games went the way of free-to-play, battle royale, team-based. They're nothing like they used to be. And because of that, because they're all the same, these games have lost their originality, and there's one dominant game in the FPS landscape, Call of Duty on console. That's it. No one else really plays anything else on console besides Call of Duty when it comes to FPS. On PC, it's different. But on console, that's the dominant genre. That's the dominant game in that genre. That's all you can play, right? So it's like, I enjoy playing it just because, for me, that's really the only major option that I really enjoy playing on console. That's it, right? There's nowhere else to go. There's no other game to play in place of Call of Duty, right? So I enjoy it. But after playing it for a month, by the way, it's about 30 hours I've put into Modern Warfare 3 since it released in early November. That's a lot of gameplay for 1 month for any game. Hell, if it was a single-player RPG, 30 hours in 1 month is a lot. So I put a lot of time into this, okay? I feel like, definitely, sadly, there definitely is a lack of interest. People are bored of it now. And it's funny because it's not like I've done everything. Like yesterday, I was trying to get kills with the pistol, and I was actually the best player on my team multiple times, limiting myself to using the handgun. And I'm not good at this game. I don't think I am, but here I am dominating the leaderboards. So you tell me how this game works, that people suck so bad that I can win entire matches just using a handgun. So I think there's more to do. But when I see literally an entire stream of people not talking about the game, completely turned off from it, doing their own thing, not engaging, not even addressing me or anything that's going on in the stream, and then the support is non-existent, that's a sign. People want something else. And to be frank, for over 2 weeks, every day I get someone asking me, hey Phil, what's the next playthrough? What's the next game? I'm tired of this stuff. When's the next one? What's the new one? What's the next one? Right? So I think it's time. I think now it is time to move on. It is time for us to say, all right, we've seen what this game had to offer. It was good for when it lasted, but it's time to move on to other stuff. All right? So, as a result of yesterday's stream, yeah, we're going to move on. We're going to do some new stuff this week, and I'm curious how it's going to go. I hope it goes well, because you guys for over 2 weeks have been asking me for something new, so I'm going to give it to you. Okay? Excuse me. As DMX would say, Phil gonna give it to you. He gonna give it to you. It sounded very white when I said it. Anyway, so what are we doing for this week? Let's talk, because now the schedule's the wrong way, because this is what idiots do. They say dumb shit, like wage quitting and shit like that. That's totally not the case. There are games that I've kept in the rotation, RPGs that don't get this level of support, that I've kept in the rotation regardless. I mean, that entire Chrono Trigger playthrough I did over the summer was one of the slowest playthroughs I did in ages. But I love the game, and I just had passion for it, and I wanted to play it regardless of how much it was supported. All right? People will say dumb shit like that because they're morons. Now, the funniest part about that is, I just want you to think about this for a second. Let's say you go to work, and you put in a day's work. And at the end of the day, you're told, well, you're just not getting paid today. And then you go to work the next day, and you're told, well, you're also not getting paid for today. But then the next day you go in, okay, this is the third day I feel like you're going to get paid today. Right? Would you keep going to that job? I mean, it's a business as well as my hobby. You understand that? And I'm not entitled to anything. I'm not entitled to people coming to any particular stream and saying, oh, Phil, I feel generous today. I'll give you everything. I'm not entitled to that. That's not how this model works. But I've explained to you guys tons of times, very matter-of-factly, how this model works. My whole purpose being on any stream is to put out content for you that you find enjoyable, entertaining, positive, fun, engaging, and the hope is that you like it so much and you understand that the only way that you can keep it going is to support it, is that you would eventually maybe support in some way, right? And everyone could support in a different way, and that's fine. But it's always worked out for 15 years that the support I get is enough to keep things going, right? So, and of course, I've had to change and evolve over the times, but that's how it works, right? Yeah, I'm not going to continuously keep doing anything on my streams if no one wants it and no one's supporting it. That would be incredibly stupid. I'd have to be an actual moron. And for someone to spin it and say, wage quit, that's bad. No, you're just stupid. No, legitimately, anyone who's ever said that phrase is actually a complete brainless moron. Because you would go to work, just think about this, you would go to your job and work several days and just say, I'm doing it for free. No, you have to pay your bills. You have to make a living, just like everyone else on this planet. You're an idiot if you would go and do it for free. You're a complete idiot. So, if you say that statement, you're the dumbest person I've ever talked to. Congratulations. Now,